Welcome to the Military Exchange Talk Show, and I'm your host, Corporal Tim Thornton, and I'm here today with Mr. Bill Wolfe, Regional Commander for the Scottish American Military Society, and he's going to talk to us about the society and the flag retirement ceremony that they'll be performing here in Farmington, New York, coming up very soon at the Scottish Celtic Games. Hi, Bill. How are you tonight?
Very good, Corporal Tim. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to stop in and say a few words.
Anything you could tell us about your society first, or maybe your own personal background?
Well, I'm with the Scottish American Military Society, and we are a nationwide organization of veterans of Scottish descent. And we do a lot of functions at Highland Games and patriotic events and things like that.
That's great. Now, how about a little bit about yourself?
U.S. Navy veteran, Vietnam era.
That's right.
And since then I've been doing a lot of work with veterans issues. I'm a nonprofit developer, and one of my major emphases has been helping veteran organizations get started around the country. It's been a lot of good work, and I had a great time working with a lot of fabulous people.
Now, there's a lot of non-for-profit groups ever since this last two wars.
Oh, yes.
There wasn't anywhere near this much for probably all of the 80s and 90s. At one time in the 90s, I looked up in the phone book, and there was 99 veteran organizations in the Monroe County phone book.
Right.
And to include the war veterans, and then even the Italian and Jewish POW war veterans.
Right.
Now, I don't know how many of those groups could still, would be around today, but now there's a whole new way of doing it.
Well, and there is a new kind of veterans organization now, too. In the past, a lot of veterans organizations that we belong to were social as much as anything else. And doing the good work of helping each other may be a secondary task, but a lot of it was keeping ties with your old unit and your old buddies. Following the lessons a lot of us learned after Vietnam, when things heated up in the Middle East, it became important that veterans get together to help each other and to address some of the issues that were left hanging after Vietnam. And I'm finding a lot of organizations now are in that area now, seeking to, for want of a better term, make up for what the government is not doing. The old lead follower, get out of the way, and things need to be done, and veterans have a history of stepping up and making it happen.
That's right. Well, we make good workers, we make great politicians, we make great community leaders. We're a pillar of the community if you let us.
Right.
And when it comes to organizations, there's nothing the government can do, unless you're on active duty, for camaraderie.
Right.
Camaraderie is built, and it's with your own type of people, and that's what's great about having an organization.
Right. And nobody understands veterans' issues like a veteran.
That's right.
Unless you've been there, unless you've done that, you can't understand. On a certain level, you may be able to empathize, but unless you've done it, you will never understand, and that's what too many people don't understand.
Right. I don't know if it was said in World War I or World War II, but when you come home from war, the older vets would tell you, don't even bother trying to talk to the civilians about it because they're not going to understand.
Right.
So you might as well just kind of wait for that veteran if you're going to open up or say something.
Right. Well, and when I came back after Vietnam, then we weren't even welcome. We were pariahs at that point.
No, you were definitely not welcomed.
No.
You weren't welcomed in the VFWs, the Legions, scorned from law enforcement. And, is there an occasional guy that got in? Occasionally.
Right.
In my era, I always thought this was interesting. The late 70s and 80s veteran was lumped right in with the Vietnam veteran when it came to coming home. And, you wouldn't think in 1980 you would actually have someone say something to you in the airport, but I did. And in 1991, when I got done with my 11 years, someone still had something to say.
Yeah.
Now, here's the difference. And I've had some Vietnam guys say to me, how come these new guys are getting the parades? How come these new guys are getting all the thanks and the groups and stuff? Well, there's a reason for that, because these guys here today are the sons of the Vietnam veteran.
Yes.
And that Vietnam veteran guy is not gonna put up with, or the Korean War vet, they're not putting up with you doing the same thing to their sons.
Right.
And that's what changed things. If all it changed was, if you don't like the war, say what you want, but don't say nothing bad about the troops.
Right.
But I'm telling you, from experience of 20 years, in the store and talking to people, it's the fathers that put their foot down.
Yep. And we're proud of that.
I am
We
too.
have organized just for that reason. There's a lot of organizations that sprang up. Gathering of Eagles is one that came into being solely to help the current crop of active duty and veterans coming home. And we've all done some good work.
The Military Exchange and D'Angelo Cigars bring you superb construction and tobacco consistency, keys to a great cigar. The Military Exchange has teamed up with D'Angelo Cigars, Dominican Republic plantation that organically grows and creates the finest tobaccos. Private label armed services, military line creations, inclusive of all branches, are carefully hand rolled so every draw ensures the best flavor and perfect even burn. We invite you to explore your senses and experience one white ash and enjoy a dopamine release in the serotonin world. Cuban-seeded, Dominican-raised wine grain cured sensations, 3 to 6 long leaves await you at the Military Exchange in the town of Canandaigua. Come visit your purveyor, Corporal Tim Thornton, Gavillero and Laurel, with Rocco and Corporal Tim. At ease. See you when you get here. At the Military Exchange in Canandaigua, New York.
Okay, Bill, now what could you tell me about the
Gathering of Eagles.
Gathering of the Eagles?
Yeah. Shortly after 9/11, and as we were getting more and more active in the Middle East, and we were back in a shooting war, word came through the veterans community that some of the anti-war protesters, Code Pink and their ilk, had plans to desecrate the Vietnam War Memorial. They were going to throw paint, as they had done in other war memorials, on the Vietnam Wall. And nothing was ever officially said. Okay, so on the day of the protest, 30,000 veterans on their own decided to come to Washington, D.C., and they literally surrounded the Vietnam War Memorial, and nothing was allowed to happen. From that unofficial gathering of more than 30,000 vets came Gathering of Eagles. We decided to get together, and for about 5 years after that, whenever there was a protest that we were aware of, guaranteed,
Go ahead.
wherever there was a protest that we knew of, Gathering of Eagles would send a contingent to step up and confront them. And what we found, we had actions in Washington, D.C., in Philadelphia, in Kennebunkport, Maine. What we found is the more that we hit the protesters head on, the less they were interested in coming out to protest. When they quit protesting the war in mass is when we quit meeting them head on. So to me, it's a testament of how effective veterans can be when they join together and pull for a common cause. It was just phenomenal.
Well, that's really great. And I'm glad that we pull together and do the right thing, but you can depend on the Vietnam vets to do that.
Oh, absolutely. And it's along that same line that I'm here today. This on May the 16th, Saturday, May the 16th, is the Finger Lakes Celtic Games and Festival over in Shortsville. And in addition to the Scottish American Military Society, SAMS, being represented and telling everybody about what we do and our work on veterans issues, at the end of the game, we were holding a flag retirement ceremony. And for those that may not be familiar with that, it's a way of disposing of worn, tattered, and unserviceable flags in a manner that's outlined by the U.S. Flag Code. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but we have a very solemn and honorable ceremony that we do, which ends in the burning of the flags. So that's what we'll be doing. That'll occur about 6:30 on Saturday the 16th. And And that's what we came here to talk to everybody about. So
That's
we
good. And
didn't.
there's going to be bagpipes.
Oh, a Celtic game, yes. There will
Oh.
be bagpipes, there will be
Yeah.
food, there will be the heavy athletics. It's interesting watching people throw a caber, which, if you're not familiar with it, picture a telephone pole that you have to carry and throw end to end. It's an interesting thing to do. And then a number of Scottish clans will be represented there. As Scottish clans, we come and have an opportunity to tell people about our history and help people figure out their Scottish roots. We Scots are a friendly bunch, so we usually find that everybody's got a little Scot in them somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere's down in history. I'm
Somewhere
sure.
in history, yeah.
Well, that's great, and we're all looking forward to it. And of course, this video, you can hear it and see it and hear it on our website at ironmikesmx.com or at our YouTube channel, the Military Exchange Talk Show. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Corporal Tim, for giving us some time.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Old Glory, Stars and Stripes, red, white, and blue, the A flag, the American flag, the flag that is flown above every rooftop to guide on, battleships, camps, forts, and FOBs. The American flag bears the crimson color of blood that has kept our flag as pure as the white bars that flank the blue field of honor. The Military Exchange is proud to present Valley Forge American-made flags, 100% American-made, real issue. We sell flags by the military branch, unit, or division. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, National Guard, Marine Corps. We sell flag poles, mounts, and display cases. Show your pride. Display your branch proudly with a flag from Valley Forge. The Gadsden, Don't Tread on Me flag and decals. Perfect for the conservative New Yorker. Join the military culture that is the Military Exchange. Located in Canandaigua, New York. Check out our weekly video broadcast of our radio show at ironmikesmx.com.
Corporal Tim, in an effort to thank you for giving us an opportunity to talk about our work in SAMS and your support of the vets, we'd like to present you with a challenge coins from the Scottish American Military Society.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.